Hello and welcome to Let Yourself Flow. My name's Anna and today's theme is all for the runners. So when we run, it's obviously amazing for both our mind and body, but what can happen is we need a place to release tension, to maybe loosen parts of our body, and today's practice is going to be a perfect way to work with that. So with that being said, I invite you to take a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's cross-legged, maybe you might pop a block underneath your sacrum, whatever works for you today. And just take a moment to soften your eyes, soften your gaze, maybe close your eyes fully, and let's just arrive in this moment. Begin to notice how your breath flows in and how it flows out. Relaxing your jaw, pulling your shoulders down away from your ears, finding length in your spine. I invite you to set an intention for today's practice. Maybe it's something you want to feel, something you want to release, or something you might want to create for yourself today. And just continuing with that natural breath before we come into a 3-part breath, which is one of the most grounding ways to come into your body, especially for runners. And this breath goes in 3 parts: the belly, the ribs, and the chest, helping you to open your lungs, calm your nervous system, and just fully arrive in this moment. So placing your right hand on your belly, let's just first breathe into our belly. So breathing in on your inhale, noticing how your belly rises, and exhaling how your belly lowers. And again, inhale just into your belly, exhale. On your next breath, inhale into your belly and then your ribs. So inhale, almost feel like that 2-part. Feel it expand in your ribs, and then exhale, ribs and belly. Maybe you might choose to do it out of your mouth on your exhale, and again, inhale and exhale, ribs, belly. This time we're going to add that 3rd dimension. So inhale, belly, ribs, chest, maybe bringing your left hand to your chest. Letting it lift with your inhale, and then exhale, 3 parts. So chest, ribs, belly. Really extending that exhale. And again, inhale, belly, ribs, chest, almost like a fluid motion of a wave. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Good. And again, inhale, belly, ribs, chest, lifting that heart up. Good. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Just doing that one more time. Inhale from your belly all the way through to your ribs and into your chest, really filling every part with beautiful oxygen. And exhale, good, ribs and belly. Bring your hands back onto your knees and just returning yourself to your natural breath. And we'll do 2 Ujjayi breaths, which is like an ocean-like exhale. So we're going to take your next deep inhale. I'm going to release any tension with an Ujjayi. So good. One more time. Just releasing any tension we need to. Good. Inhale and ocean-like out. Fantastic. And coming back to your normal breath. Reminding yourself of that intention you set just moments earlier. And we'll begin today's practice with that intention in mind. Fantastic. Gently opening your eyes and finding your way with your hands on your knees still, and we begin our shoulder rolls. So inhale, drawing your shoulders up. Exhale back. And again, inhale and release. You know, as runners, we carry a lot of tension in our necks, in our bodies. And actually, it's really good to work with your breath and your body to release it out. And then other way, inhale up, so bring them forward. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Taking some neck rolls. So coming in a clockwise motion all the way up. Inhale, open. Exhale, bringing your chin to your chest. Inhale. And again, just not rushing. You're just in this real present moment to release, to remind yourself of that intention. And change your direction. Inhale up. Exhale. Working with your breath. Really good. Well done. The power of your breath has to come back home to yourself. To reset yourself. And exhale down. Good. Rolling on to into cat-cow, finding yourself into tabletop. So making sure your wrists are stacked underneath your shoulders. Your knees are hip-width distance apart. And we begin with into our cat, eye gaze forward. And curling your spine, drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Coming into your cat. Well done. Inhale, coming forward, lowering your belly button, opening up your heart. Exhale, rounding your spine. Good, really working with that breath. One more time here. Exhale. Good, finding your way back to tabletop. Extending your right leg long, and here we're just going to take a moment just to coming back and forward into a little hamstring stretch. You know, again, a lot of tension, tightness we can feel in our hamstrings from running. So maybe you might just hold here for a few breaths, or you might want to move, whatever feels right. Good, well done. And when you're ready, with that same leg, we're going to find a way into some hip circles. Going backwards, forwards first. Trying to keep our hips square, so with our grounding down through our left leg. As we do our hip circles, opening up our hips. Again, and then changing direction. Lots of tightness can be in our hips from running, from even sitting down at our desk, because a lot of us have desk jobs, or just sitting down. So this just helps to release it out. One more time, nice and slow. Fantastic. Other side, so left leg extends back. And just choosing that option, either to hold if that feels right, with just your focusing on your breath, or if you'd like to be a bit more dynamic, rocking backwards and forwards. Good. One more breath here. And then taking that left leg and coming into your hip circles. Good. So again, just trying not to rotate too much. And then changing direction. Not rushing. Just being nice and present. Good. One more. Fantastic. Okay, coming back into your tabletop, we're going to take our right hand up to the sky and find our way into thread the needle. So threading that right hand underneath our left. Eye gaze towards, underneath, sort of towards our armpit. And just holding here. Option to extend that left arm out. Option to bind behind, just to feel that bit more in your shoulders. Or just staying here for 2 breaths. Good. Really releasing that tightness you might be feeling in your shoulders. And release. Bring that right hand back up. And the left hand this time comes up, opening up that heart, that chest, rotating in your middle part of your back, and then finding your way into thread the needle. Again, option to bring that right hand in front if that feels better for you. Or binding behind. or just staying here, whichever one. Really good, well done. And release. On your next exhale. Finding your way down onto your belly. I'm going to lower down. We're going to take our hands out directly a little bit wider. So we're going to come into a wide cobra without coming onto our fingertips, and just gently almost engaging your core, engaging your glutes, and just pushing through your fingertips and just opening up gently through your chest. And then exhale as we lower. Good. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, really pushing through, pulling through from your chest up, and exhale down. Good. Bringing your forehead to the mat. We're going to take our right leg and bend it and just find a quad stretch here. Maybe your hand might want to stay just on the outside of your ear, wherever feels right. And again, just breathing into this stretch. Maybe with each exhale, you pull your foot a little bit more towards you. Shouldn't be to the point of too much pain, just nice, gentle stretch. And release, lowering that right leg to the floor. Switching sides, so left hand takes the left ankle. Good. Keeping your hips square to the floor. Keeping that thigh onto the mat. Just pulling your ankle towards your bottom as much as you would like to. One more breath. Good. And lowering left hand down and finding your way into pushing back and into your downward dogs. So here you might want to pedal your feet, so 1 foot at a time bends, 1 knee at a time bends, 1 heel at a time goes towards the floor, spreading your fingertips wide, pushing into your hips, they rise up towards the sky. You might want to stay still. I know I like being dynamic. So just pick, again, whatever feels right. Good. On your next inhale, our right leg's going to rise up, and we're just going to open it up just slightly. So almost bringing that right foot over the top of your left, and just trying to push your heel to the floor on your left heel. Feel that nice stretch, nice hip opener, before stepping that right foot in between your hands, framing your feet, and then lowering that left knee to the floor. So from here, we're going to raise up and coming over to our right, leaning into our right leg, leaning back just slightly, and you'll feel this nice hip flexor stretch. So from here, leaning into that right leg, and we'll just take a couple breaths here, making sure our knee isn't over the top of our ankle. We're grounding down through the points of our feet and our shin bone before we open up nice and wide, eye gaze towards our right hand and fingertips, looking over our right shoulder. Good. This just helps to work with the middle part of your back and the upper back before releasing, coming back to center and finding our way into sprinter's lunge. So this is our little flow we're going to do a couple of times. So with our sprinter's lunge, just making sure your feet are as high up as they can be, or it might be actually that you want to try and find length with your foot on the floor. Give that a go. Explore what feels right. Explore what feels good today. Bring your chest as much as you can towards your thigh, keeping your hips square before pressing in to that foot and coming up into your hip flexor stretch. Good. Leaning just slightly to the right and back. Breathing into this pose. One more breath here before we turn into our twist. And extend. Good. 2 breaths here. Keeping grounded. And coming back to center and finding our sprinter's lunge. Fantastic. Good, hip square, maybe a slight micro bend in that front leg. Whatever feels right. Good. And on your next exhale, planting that front foot down, taking both of your hands and moving that right foot on the outside of your hands. We're going to find our way into dynamic lizard. So with dynamic lizard, we're just going to lean forwards towards our hand and then back again. So lean and back. We do this a couple of times. Option, if you'd like to, you can come on the outside of that front right foot, pushing if you would like to, but again, don't force anything. And if you'd like, you can come up onto your toes as well. This one's quite a dynamic movement. Option to stay lower. Good. So this really opens your hips, your groin, your hamstrings, as you can probably feel. And just gently rocking. One more. Good. And then bringing that right foot in, tucking your back toes. And we're going to just gently hop a couple of times and find our way into a forward fold, but with taking that left foot behind your right. Here, you might want to use your blocks. And if you haven't got blocks, just try and find that place where you can forward fold over the top of both your legs. Take a few deep breaths here. Good. For rising, bending your knees, slowly coming up, taking your time, not rushing too much, engaging that core, and then taking that left leg from behind and finding your way into a figure four stretch. So taking your left leg, left ankle over the top of your right knee, keeping those hips square and sitting down into our figure four stretch. So again, this is really good for the glutes, strengthening up our ankles, engaging our core, eye gaze forward, shoulders are relaxed and down. Good. One more breath here. Release, and then standing up and taking that left foot, keeping it in the air if you can, and finding our hands down into high splits. So with high splits, we're going to try and keep our hips square. So we're not tilting, we're not twisting, even if your leg doesn't get as high. Finding length in that right foot, again, working on our ankle strength, working on our hamstring flexibility, but also breathing into our body and remembering how strong and amazing it is for doing this today. Good. One more breath here. Releasing that back left foot, planting those hands down fully and finding your way back into a downward facing dog. Really good, guys. And again, option to walk the dog, pedal your feet here, or option to stay still, whatever feels right. Keeping those hips up towards the sky. Good. Before we this time take our left leg up, opening up those hips, so pressing that right foot down as much as you can towards the floor. Good. Before taking and stepping that left foot forward, lowering that right knee to the floor and finding our way up into our hip flexor stretch. So pushing that front foot forward, that front foot gets grounded down on the ground, and we're going to take our hands over to that left side. Good. And just breathing here, really working with that breath. For on your next exhale, opening up into your twist, looking over this time to your left hand. Always imagine a line of energy, our shoulders are down and relaxed, not raising them up. Relax those shoulders down. Good. Before coming back to center and sitting back into our sprinter's lunge. So again, explore on this side whether it feels good to keep that foot grounded, or if your toes feel better up, explore having a micro bend, straightening it out. Be dynamic if you'd like to. Keeping those hips square, our chest is lowering down onto the floor before stepping and finding our way back into our hip flexor stretch. So again, leaning to the left, taking a few deep breaths here. Good. Making sure your knees not over the top of your feet, grounding down through all points on the floor, feeling the earth's energy. And extending out on your next exhale into your twist. Releasing maybe any parts of your back that feel a little bit tight. If it feels too much, just don't twist as much. Good, and exhaling, coming back into our sprinter's lunge. Really, really good. Bringing that chest towards your thigh, exploring where feels good for you, keeping those hips square. One more breath. Maybe here reminding yourself of that intention again. So important to keep that intention in your mind before framing the inside of that foot. Taking that left foot out to the side and finding our way into your dynamic lizard. So maybe you might come onto the outside of that left foot again. That felt right. Opening up through that left leg, pushing just gently. Again, not forcing. Maybe gentle rocks if that feels best. It's your body, and today it might be different to yesterday, but that's why you're just checking in. What do I need? What feels good for me? What's going to benefit me today? Good, one more breath. Okay, bring that left foot in. Taking both hands, we're going to step up onto our back feet and just gently hop before finding crisscross legs into our forward fold. And again, using the blocks here if you'd like, or just finding a forward fold, keeping your spine long, and just breathing in as you maybe bend and straighten. You're working with that body. Keep reminding yourself of that. Good, and then releasing, coming up, straightening out those feet, finding a bend in those knees, slowly coming up to standing, amazing. And then taking that right leg this time, over the top, finding your figure four stretch. So your right ankle is over the top of your left knee, core's engaged, hips are square, and sitting down wherever feels good, working on that ankle strength. Finding that balance. Good. Taking 2 intentional breaths here. Maybe working on filling those lungs up. And releasing, Ujjayi, feel free. Good. One more. And release. Slowly taking that right leg off. And finding your way down to the floor into your standing splits. So with your standing splits, keeping those hips square, remember to try not to open them up. Maybe a slight micro bend in that front left leg. That's all good. Well done. Before releasing that right leg to the floor, meeting it with your left. And then lowering those knees down and finding your way onto your back. Really, really good, guys. Hopefully your body's feeling very much appreciating this today. I know mine is. Well done. Okay, so we're going to find length in that right leg. Give that left knee a big squeeze. Pushing your lower back to the floor. Taking your time to keep those hips square again. Always trying to keep them square on these ones. Before taking your hips out to the left slightly and bringing that left knee over the top of your right. Left hand raises out and extends out. And eye gaze towards those left fingertips. Option here if you'd like to push your hand down to bring your left leg further to the right side, or just find a block, or just go to where feels right. You're not trying to force anything. Just trying to release. Using that exhale to maybe lower yourself down a little bit more if that feels right. Or if you found your happy spot, stay there. Good. On your next exhale, coming back to center, straightening out this time your left leg. Your right knee, we're going to give a big squeeze this time, hugging it in towards us. Good. I love an ujjayi, it just feels so good. And then take in with your left hand on top of your right knee, right arm extends out fully, eye gaze over towards your right hand, maybe give them a wiggle. And again, using that exhale if you need to push down. You should never feel in pain by doing these, and if you do, come out of it and maybe just give both knees a hug. It should just be a nice release. It's amazing how all your body's used in running, isn't it? So doing all of this is so helpful. You taking this time for yourself is so helpful for your recovery. It's only going to help. And then coming back to center, this time going to get both knees a big squeeze. Ooh, pushing your lower back to the floor. 2 deep breaths. And one more. On your exhale, extending those legs out on the floor. Arms, and we're going to find our way into Shavasana. So maybe closing those eyes down. Bringing your palms to the sky as a gesture of openness. Letting your feet hang wide. And just allowing your body to settle. With every exhale, you release your jaw, your shoulders, your lower back, your hips, your arms and your legs. With every exhale, your body feels a little bit more sinking into the mat below you, allowing yourself to settle and just be. Gently reminding yourself that rest and recovery is just as important as anything else. With your next inhale, imagine a beautiful bright white light flowing all the way through you, from the crown of your head all the way to your toes, filling each cell with such beautiful bright white energy. And that beautiful bright white energy is refueling you, rejuvenating you, and filling you with so much good energy. That beautiful white light ripples through you like a beautiful wave, like a very steady current in a river. That white light is soothing, relaxing, and it feels like home. Take 3 deep breaths together and ujjayi it out. 2 more. The ocean-like flat sound. 1 more. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, inviting yourself back into this moment. Taking a big stretch with your hands above your head. Release. Rolling onto your favourite side in a fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed. And when you're ready, pressing up into seated. Keeping your eyes closed and bringing your hands to your heart center. And just taking a moment here to think about one thing about yourself that you're grateful for. Maybe it's just showing up today. Maybe that you're proud of your body for what it's done for you and is doing for you. Or maybe it's for just showing up. That is more than enough. Bowing your head and feeling that gratitude in your heart. Thanking yourself for your practice. Thank you, yoga. And thank you for joining me at Let Yourself Flow. Namaste.